Alright, I'm on my work phone. I got 3 phones. But anyways, this is like only cost me 25 bucks a month. I got this phone because this company wants me to put all this, I call it spyware, on my phone. You know, I was doing tankers for the last 16 years, but I put in an application for another tanker outfit because I was, for lack of better words, disgruntled with my last company. I liked where I was, but they didn't want to fix their equipment. I loved what I was doing, but I was tired of hauling crappy and driving crappy equipment. And every time I complain about the equipment or I tell them it needs to be fixed, blah, 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 they basically blow me off. They'd say, oh yeah, we'll get to it. Right. And then when they did get to it, they jimmy rigged it. Now, and then funny part of this is the guy who mostly worked on the trailers, he jimmy rigged the trailer one day and he goes, I'm really good at African engineering. And of course he's white, you know, so I was like, you're African? He goes, no. He was shocked that I even asked. But anyways, I thought that was hilarious. So next time somebody says that, ask them if they're an African, and see the look on their face. It's hilarious. But anyways, I just got so tired of it, and then I had a steer tire blowout because they wouldn't fix the equipment, and I kept bugging them. I needed to get the the front end fixed so that I can get new tires, so that the truck wasn't eating up tires. And they got one thing fixed, but it needed 2 other things done. And it's partly my fault because I put off getting a new tire because I thought I had more time. Because I was trying to get the other things fixed. I didn't want to eat up a brand new tire. I should have did it anyways. Fuck it. You know, they didn't give a shit. Why should I, right? So, I'm loaded, you know, with, I think it was a compartment trailer. Can't remember now. I'm 90% sure it was a 3-compartment trailer. That's usually what I got stuck on because nobody else wanted to haul it. But, anyway. So I got loaded in Colorado. I was heading back to Missouri and or Kansas City or something like that. Maybe I was heading back to the yard. I can't remember exactly where I was going, but I know I was going across I-70. And I-70 is like 75 miles an hour. And I got like an 85 mile an hour truck. So I was booking it, right? And then all of a sudden, bang, steer tire blows out. And I'm all over the road. I holding on for dear life. But I got it pulled over. And I kept it on all 18 or 17. And proceeded to get the issue fixed. And they didn't act like it was a big deal. They just fixed it, whatever. But it's like they could have prevented it. And I was pissed, you know. At first, I was pissed because I thought they were going to blame me or whatever. I was going to see some repercussions of it. And, but I didn't. We got this other guy. He tears shit up all the time. Or had this other guy because I don't work there anymore. He tore crap up all the time. And they didn't care, you know. It was like, dude, what is wrong with you guys? So anyways... And here I am, I'm trying to look out for them, right? And they still don't care. So finally I was like, I can't do this anymore, you know? I mean, that steer tire blowout could have been dangerous, you know? I could have lost my life. I could have killed somebody else. I could have had a rollover. I could have crushed somebody else. Luckily, I don't think anybody was next to me. It happened so fast. I know I was flying, but I was also out in the middle of nowhere because Kansas is kind of like out in the desert a little bit, you know? sort of. You know, western Kansas. And that's basically where I was. I was on the other side of Salina. Or Salina. Yeah, Salina. So, it's felt like Salinas in California. So I got to think about it every time I say it. But anyways, so I was just west of Salina when I had the blowout. And blew out my headlight too. I didn't have any headlights. And they got me fixed just before dark, and I had to hurry up and get to the Petro and get parking before dark. And then it started raining. So I had no lights. It was raining. It was getting dark. Luckily, I found a parking spot, and I was okay. So that all worked out, but it could have been worse. So I was starting to look for another company. I put an application in with this other tanker outfit because that's what I've been doing, and that's actually what I prefer. And apparently that website that I signed up for, or I applied for the other company, sold my information. And so HMD called me. And they offered me more money. They promised me the world. And for the most part, everything, seemed legit and everything. So, but it also seemed too good to be true. One of the first things I asked them, and I got to be careful how I say this or YouTube will censor me. I asked them if they force the V word, the injection thing. I don't even know if I can say that. And they said no. So I was like, all right, cool, because I won't work for a company that'll, force me to get. What's the word? What can I say that's a non-censorship word? Stick me and fill me full of crap that I don't want in my body that's probably toxic to begin with. It's like fluoride. They put fluoride in our water and it's toxic. But anyways, and our toothpaste. But I won't go there. Anyhow, so they said no, they don't do the forced V. And so I was like, all right, cool, keep talking, blah, blah, blah. They said, I said, do I get 2 full days home, or is it just a 34-hour reset? And they said 2 full days. I was like, great, because that's what I'm looking for, right? And then, but yeah, they said I got to do all these apps, and I don't want these apps on my main phone. For one, my main phone can't handle all these apps, and I'm sure these aren't all of them. But, yeah, I got to run all these, I call them spyware apps for the brokers to track me while I'm driving down the road, and I don't want them to have access to my other information. But I also got this firewall that works really good too. It blocks whatever I want it to block. Unfortunately, on this phone, it doesn't run automatically like on my main phone. I gotta tell it to run every time it's supposed to automatically run at when I reboot, but as you can see here, it's not running, even though I have the check marked. So that's the only problem with this no root firewall. Otherwise, I love the no root firewall. So, and here's my recording stuff, and here's all my shortcuts. This is my old gaming phone, so I still got some gaming stuff on here. But that's pretty much, it's all in here. It's gaming phones, some shortcuts, and then video recording stuff, and now work stuff. But and my Viber should be on that page, but I got it on the main page because I use it every day. So they don't force V. They pay 75 cents a mile. and so on and so forth. Hang on a second. So basically, yeah, it's this guy. This guy is in training, the training department. And basically, oh yeah, there's two companies here. So it's like, why is he asking me if I'm with HMD? Midwest Regional HMD with the fork. So anyways, my first dispatcher was great. I liked him. My second dispatcher was okay. My third dispatcher, not so much. So I need a new dispatcher. That's probably my biggest issue here is my dispatcher. So now I gotta call extension 416 and get a new dispatcher. So this is the reason why I'm making the video. Well, two reasons why I'm making the video. One, people keep asking me, how do I like HMD? And for the most part, I'm happy. I'd say 90-95% happy. But this guy, Paul, is my dispatcher, and I've been dealing with him. He kind of gets on my nerves. I've had worse dispatchers, so I've been trying to deal with him because he's not great, but he's not horrible. But one of the things that I don't like about general freight haulers is they're either greedy or they act like they're greedy, and they do things like they don't want you to deadhead or go out of route miles very much, right? And that's somewhat understandable, okay? But when you're dispatching me to go home, you know, it's time for me to go home and you send me a dispatch, and the dispatch miles are 430 miles. Oh, let's just go back over here. All right, here's an example. I'm in Little Rock, Arkansas right now, delivering my load, waiting to deliver my load. I've been here since noon. It's now 3. Actually, I was here at a quarter till noon. It's now 3:30 almost. And they finally got me a door, but I'm in front of the door. They said, don't open your doors. They got to come out and break the seal. And so I'm waiting for them to come out and break the seal so I can open the doors and back into the dock. So it's still technically not even in the dock yet. Which is fine as long as I get paid. I don't care, you know. My first dispatcher made sure I got paid for stuff like this. My second dispatcher, he was 50-50. This guy, he don't seem like he cares. I feel like I'm actually losing money with my current dispatcher. Well, he's on vacation now, so I got this girl, right? Till the end of the month. And we'll see how she works out. Maybe I'll try to keep her Maybe I'll get somebody else. I don't know. But so I'm in Little Rock, and she gives me this load going from Hot Springs, Arkansas to Park Hill, Missouri, which is like 413 miles total. Well, depending on which GPS you look at. My new Rand McNally says 413. My old Rand McNally says 423. So, and I'm not sure I like this girl, so I don't think I'll stick with her. But nonetheless, I ask her, I said, what's the paid miles? And I give her, you know, my map thingy for the actual miles for, because, you know, she's sending me home, right? This is my load going home. 576 miles. All right. And then she sends me this, because apparently my dispatcher told her I lived in Springfield when I live northwest of Springfield, and he knows that, right? So that right there sorts me, what, 70 miles? Right. Okay. So this is what she says. It shows me 507 miles with you going home, and you're getting paid for 430. So that's unsatisfactory. You know, they need to do a better job of finding me a load closer to home, or even on the other side, like say towards Kansas City, not all the way over the frickin' there, right? That's over 100 miles out of route that I don't get paid. Okay? So, if they're going to send me on a route like that, they need to pay me for going out of route. That's my theory. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. So I'm not happy about that. That's one thing that's been pissing me off lately. Paul does it to me. She just did it to me. My first two dispatchers, they didn't do that to me. My first dispatcher, he was actually looking out for me. He would make sure that if I delivered in Kansas City and deadheaded home, he had a load in Springfield for me to pick up, so I got paid to go home. He was awesome, right? Okay. So if I delivered in Springfield and deadheaded home, he would get me a load in Kansas City to go back out. So I got paid for all my miles. And so did the company, right? So, but these guys, they don't either seem to get it or they don't seem to care, all right? I think she's more ignorant, and I don't mean that in a negative way, because ignorant just means uneducated. But I think she's just inexperienced. She doesn't know what she's doing quite as much as, say, the other guys or girls. But Paul knows better. He's been doing this for a minute, right? But he does it to me. I've been thinking about getting a dispatcher for a minute now, another dispatcher. But I've been just dealing with it, you know. But I'm not a beta. I'm more like a switch. I'm not like an alpha either. I'm somewhere in between. So I'll put up with some things I probably shouldn't, but only for so long. And I'm getting to that breaking point right now. So, like I said, I like the company. It's the dispatcher that will make or break you. And so you get a good dispatcher and you'll be fine. So I'm ranting right now, but I'm not bad-mouthing HMD. Okay, so I'm just showing you pros and cons to the company, because people keep asking me, what's up, you know, you like it there, I'm thinking about going there, blah, 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 I don't like it where I'm at, blah, blah, blah. Overall, I like it here, but there are some issues, and I want people to be educated when they make their decisions. So, she asked me, did you get unloaded yet? I'm like, I just told you, I just got a door, right? Right here. I finally got in a dock at 2:30. Then she asks me at 2:58, are you finished unloading? I'm like, I just got in the door. But anyways, I wasn't sure how to say it to her because I didn't want to be an ass. But I was pissed off, and I was already like, you know what, forget this. I'm going to give me a different dispatcher. This is getting old, right? Paul hasn't done it to me this bad, but in a way he has. So, you know. Anyways, Paul's been kind of borderline. Like, I want to get rid of him, but he's not bad enough to piss me off enough to say, you know what, forget this. You know, and I don't want to quit the company. I like the company. So, when you're not happy with your dispatcher, get a new dispatcher. Plain and simple. I mean, he may be great for some people, but he ain't great for me. Right? So, she's like, okay, oh my God, I was told that you lived in Springfield, so that's why I'm looking at that. And I said, Paul does that to me a lot. I don't like it. She goes, I really didn't know. Sorry. So I tell her, I says, you know, less than 50 miles, because I'm a give and take kind of guy, right? I am going home. I can understand I'm going home. So I'll eat a few miles, right? But not 150 miles. Come on, you know. 150 miles is a lot to eat. And not only that, but the company's eating that too because the truck's, you know, burning fuel. But I feel like it hurts me more than it hurts the company for them to do that to me. However, it does hurt the both of us. You know, it hurts the company too. So they need to dispatch me better. And that is actually a dispatch issue. It's not a company issue. I think. I don't know. Does the company encourage the dispatchers to dispatch like that? You know, I don't know. But I can't see what they're doing on the other side. But I know my first dispatcher was good. He didn't do that to me, right? And my second dispatcher didn't do that to me. Only my third and this chick. So, but like I said, I think she's more or less inexperienced. So I said, you know, obviously you can read. I said, it's time for me to find a new dispatcher, basically. And, she said, who was your first dispatcher? Because I said I missed him. Blah, blah, blah. And I told her who it was. She goes, yeah, he was good. He was sitting right next to her. So, hang on. Hello.
Hey David, it's Rich Starts again. How's it going, man?
Good. Who's this?
Yeah, are you still on site currently, or did you end up getting unloaded?
Well, they had me back up to door 15, but they said don't bump the dock because they got to come out and break the seal so I can open the door. And I thought they'd be out here already, but they ain't.
Oh, yeah. Okay, how long you been on a door?
Let's see here. Since 2:30.
2:30. Okay. And you said you're on door 15, correct?
Correct. Oh well, no, I've been here since noon or quarter till.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But yeah, they told me to go in the dock at 2:30, so I've basically been sitting in front of the dock for about an hour now.
Okay. And it's door number 15, right?
Yep.
Okay. Alright, I'll see if I can reach out and see if we can get you unloaded and get you out of there sooner. But I appreciate you being patient, but I'll see if I can do anything.
Alright.
Alright, sounds good, man. We'll talk to you later, alright?
Thanks.
Yep, bye-bye.
Alright, bye. Alright, so that was a broker. So, this is one thing I'm not happy about. Alright. Like I said, my first dispatcher did a good job. My second dispatcher did a decent job. But, yeah. This, for me, I don't know about other drivers. You know, other drivers can comment. But this, for me, is a big no-no. Yeah. This, if this continues, I would be looking for another job, right? So, but like I said, if I didn't have my first two dispatchers who did me better, then I'd probably still be looking for another job. I'd be like, forget this, I'm out of here. But I know they can do better. I know they've done better. So I know they can. I can get a different dispatcher and he'll do a better job. So I'm gonna try not to throw the baby out with the bathwater. I'm gonna get me a different dispatcher. But yeah. So out of route miles, let's see, 430 miles versus 576 miles. Yeah, that's about 100 and it's about 150 miles out of route. 150 miles that I'm not getting paid for. And to boot, I'm supposed to have 2 days off, 24 or 48 hours. Not no 34-hour reset, right? I'm willing to bet you I'm not going to make it home tonight. What is the miles? Oh. Let me edit this. Yeah. 6 hours. So what's my logbook say? Logbook says I got 4 hours left to work. So I'm not going to make it there till tomorrow. Sometime. I might make it to Harrisonville. Or Harrison. I'm sorry. I might make it to Harrison. I used to live there. Nope, I won't even make it that far. So, yeah. And I still got to get loaded. I probably won't even... By the time I get loaded, I'll be out of hours. Let me look and see. How do I do that thing where you look at your split? Oh, here it is. Okay. So, if I do a reverse 8-hour split, I got 8 hours I can work. So that might get me to a decent truck stop on this route going up 65. You know, I might be able to find parking. It'll be late, you know, 8 hours from now, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's almost midnight. I'd have to drive till midnight and then do an 8-hour split, 8 o'clock in the morning, and then drive the rest of the way. Yeah, so then I don't know what time my window is, but I got to deliver outside of St. Louis between 8 and whatever a.p.m. is. What number is next to 8 and A? Of course, she's on a keyboard, a regular keyboard. Oh. can't look on this phone. I look on my main phone. Where is my main phone? Oh, right here in front of my face. My main phone's got a better keyboard. Oh, there is no number next to A. Alright, I don't know. I don't know what APM is. But anyways, you know, so I'm gonna have to, I'm basically only gonna get a 34-hour reset at home, and I don't like that either. So that's a double whammy right there, and I'm not happy about it. So I'm gonna have to talk to driver relations and find out what we're gonna do about this. In fact, I should ask her. So it also looks like I'm only going to maybe get a 34-hour reset at home when I require a full 48 hours per recruiting. I was told I would get. How do I say this and be diplomatic or PC? I'm not very PC. I suck at being PC. Oh, it looks like they're breaking my seal finally. Go ahead and open the door. Go ahead and open it. All right, thank you. I'll be right back. She hasn't responded. I gotta a smart truck, so I can't just fire it up. I gotta wait for it to think. Make sure that guy's not behind me anymore. He was behind the truck next to me, because the truck next to me has a wire seal. Alright, well, I guess I'm gonna call driver relations and voice my concerns. And get out here and chalk my wheels. Hang on. Alright. Oh, she's looked at it. Alright, we'll see what she says. Maybe she'll find me a better load. I don't know, but she needs to do a better job. Paul needs to do a better job. But yeah, I'm definitely going to say something about it. Because Paul does this to me too. He keeps trying to get me to do 34-hour resets. When I told him, point blank, I got this note here. New dispatcher memo. This is what I had typed up for the next dispatcher. Although I need to go back in and edit it. But, you know, I basically gave him a heads up. How I run, what I expect, blah, blah, blah. You know, I told him, I said, I don't have to pump out 500 to 700 miles every day. If I get 2,000 to 2,500 miles a week, I'm happy. I don't like the East Coast. I like to stay in the Midwest or run West, but they don't run West. They only run Midwest to East Coast. So that's the only other negative I would say about the company. However, some people like running East. So if you like running East, great. There you go. But not me. I don't mind sitting a couple hours, you know. Because like Paul, he waits till you get empty and then he'll dispatch you, right? Or, I'm sorry, then he'll look for you a load. My first guy, actually my first two guys had loads for me already before I even got empty. Before I even got to the delivery, they had me another load lined up. Now, I understand sometimes loads cancel, blah, blah, blah. And I don't necessarily mind waiting between loads to get a new load. You know, I'll take a power nap, get something done, grab something to eat, something, right? You know, I'm not a balls to the walls kind of guy. So, but you know, if I sit too long waiting, then I expect some sort of compensation. 2 full days, not a 34-hour reset. I don't do 34-hour resets, blah, blah, blah. Now, the exception to that was maybe, and like I said, I'll let that slide this week because, was it last week? Yeah, last week I had a short week because I had sick goats because my stupid friend wasn't fulfilling his end of the obligation. His responsibility wasn't looking after the goats while I was on the road. And I come home to 4 sick goats and 3 dead goats. And I asked him when was the last time he checked on them, and he said this morning, 2-3 hours before I got home. And I got 4 sick goats and 3 dead goats within 3 hours? I don't think so. So I'm looking for a new business partner in that department as well. In the summer, I got a farm. So I told him, I says, you know, in the summer, I need more time at home. Now I definitely need more time at home because I can't rely on my friend. I've known I can't rely on my friend for a while, but it's just getting worse. It's not getting any better. So, so now he wanted me to just do the 5 days, work Monday through Friday, go home on the weekends. I'm like, that's fine, but I want my 2 full days. 2 full days. Not 34-hour resets. But he just blows me off. He ignores me. He does what he wants to do, not what I want to do. That's the same problem I have with my friend. My friend's supposed to be helping me out. He's supposed to be watching my back. He's supposed to be looking out for me. But he ignores my requests, and he just does what he wants to do. And that's why I'm going to find somebody to replace him. Just like my stupid dispatcher. I'm sorry, he's not stupid, but he's just not working out for me. He ignores my requests, right? So, and I started compiling this after my first dispatcher, my second dispatcher, because, when you get a new dispatcher with these guys, they like to, they'll ask you, how you run and what do you expect and this, that, and whatever. They're attentive when it comes to that. So I compiled this so we can just cut to the chase, and he knows what what I will give, and he knows what I expect. And he basically just ignored my expectations. So she's probably not going to answer me on that one. So I'm just going to find me a new dispatcher. So that is probably my... Oh, she did just answer me. Yeah, if. But I only have a few hours left on my logbook. I haven't even got loaded yet. Like I said, I don't think this girl knows what she's doing. But anyhow. So I'm going to conclude this. Overall, I like HMD. Well, at least she's like, let me know. I can make it work, but I don't want this to be a habit. Like I said, I don't want this to be a habit. And you give an inch and they take a mile. It's kind of, they say that about different people. Some guys say it about women, some women say it about guys, drivers say it about dispatchers, people say it about government. But what it boils down to is, if you're too meek, you appear weak, and people take advantage of you, and you can't do that. So you got to nip it in the bud as quickly as possible. And I may not have done it as quickly as possible, but I'm going to do it as quickly as possible. So I tend to try to give people the benefit of the doubt and whatnot, but you can't do that. You really can't. And because people will just disrespect you. And it's not HMD, it's everybody, like my friend on the farm. He doesn't respect me, even though he has no means of supporting himself, no means of taking care of himself. He's basically my farmhand because he doesn't really want to work. He doesn't have a driver's license. He doesn't use his social security number. It's not really his. I get that. It belongs to the government, blah, blah, blah. I understand all that. I agree. But you got to do what you got to do, right? And I understand, too, that's what the government plays on. They get us trapped in a corner to where we're forced to comply. We have no choice. And so I get where he's coming from, where he's like, forget the system, I'm out. But at the same time, don't take advantage of me, you know? I know a girl who is outside the system. She doesn't have a social security number. None of her children have social security numbers. She doesn't have a driver's license. She doesn't even have tags on her vehicle, but she figured out ways to drive, because technically you have the right to travel. She figures out ways to work and make money to support her children. She does all these things, and she's outside the system. I don't know why he can't do it. You know? But no, he just, and he looks down his nose at people on welfare and government assistance, but yet he's no different. He's basically mooching off of me, and he doesn't fulfill his obligation to me, so therefore he's no different than a welfare recipient. So like I said, I gotta get a new dispatcher, I gotta get a new friend. I've let him get away with murder too much, you know. And now he thinks he could just walk all over me. And the same thing with the dispatcher. If you let them get away with too much, they're just going to walk all over you. And they probably think the same thing about us. You know, it's about finding a win-win solution, you know. So, see, I just need to find me a new dispatcher. But I like the company overall. I know this video is getting long. It's 46 minutes already. I like the company overall. So, if and when you come here, just make sure you get a good dispatcher. If you don't like your dispatcher, get rid of them as quickly as possible and get you a new one. You may go through a few to find a good one. Kind of like dating. You know, a little bit easier than dating, because dating sucks. I pretty much opted out of that. I'm kind of MGTOW now, but yeah. Anyways, I don't know. MGTOW. HMD is great. I like HMD overall. Just make sure you get a dispatcher that works with you, works for you. And it's a win-win. If it's not a win-win, hasta la vista. Find you another dispatcher. But, like I said, overall the company's good. The difference between pay. Now, I don't know anything about owner-operator or lease-operator. I stay far, far away from all that crap. Okay? I got enough headaches as it is. I don't need more. But, over the road versus Midwest regional. Over the road gets only 60 cents a mile, right? But then they have this Nitrodyne artificial intelligence system, safety system. You can watch my videos on that. If you get enough miles and your score's high enough, then you get an extra 8 to 10 cents a mile. Now, if you cover up the camera that spies on you while you're in your sleeper berth, they dock you 2 cents a mile for that. I've complained about that even though it doesn't affect me. So I'm looking out for the over-the-road guys. I told them, I said, that's not right. You know, we have a right to privacy, and if we, exercise our right to privacy, we shouldn't get docked 2 cents a mile for that. That's just wrong. And I told them that, so maybe they'll fix it. But the rest of it, I don't know. That's between the over-the-road guys and the company. So they only get 60 cents a mile, but if they meet their quota, if you will, then they'll get 70 cents a mile. And but for Midwest regional, we don't really have a quota, so we get paid more per mile because we get less miles. I'm in a dock every day. You know, it's almost like being local. It's basically regional. So I'd be tempted to go over the road, but I don't like the East Coast. I don't want to go to the East Coast. It's the only reason why I don't go over the road. I'm like, forget that. So, yeah, forget that. So, I think that's it. But I'll make an official how do I like HMD video next, maybe. I've been planning on doing it for a minute, but I wanted to wait till I've been here for a minute before I give you a solid review on how good or bad they are. But I've been here for almost 4 months. Overall, I'd say it's decent. If you get a decent dispatcher, then the company's decent. I like them. So there you go. All right. I'm almost at an hour. My goodness.